So recently I decided to watch movies a little different. Usually I go over to my watch list, I pick a movie and then I watch it. But now, for example, this week I am only watching movies that are on Disney Plus. And the next week HBO and then Netflix and repeat. But while looking for a movie to watch, I decided to give the original Daredevil a shot. Mainly because I love the Daredevil show and I love Daredevil overall as a character. But the biggest reason was to see if this movie was as bad as everybody claimed that it was. This movie came out in 2003, just 1 year after the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man. And it was directed by Mark Steven Johnson, who also directed Ghost Rider and When in Rome. Before I watched this movie, I went over to Letterboxd to see the cast and who was in this movie. I obviously already knew that Ben Affleck played Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil. I also knew that Jon Favreau plays Foggy Nelson. But while looking over the rest of the cast, I realized that this movie has a pretty amazing cast. For Electro, they casted Jennifer Garner, who is great. You might know her from 13 Going 30, Catch Me If You Can, or even Love, Simon. This movie also casted Colin Farrell as Bullseye. Colin Farrell recently got a nomination at the Oscar for Best Actor for his performance in The Banshees of Inisherin. He also played Oswald Cobblepot, aka the Penguin, in The Batman. For Wilson Fisk, aka the Kingpin, they went with Michael Clark Duncan, who you might know from The Green Mile. If you just look at the casting choices for this movie, you would assume that this movie is pretty good, right? This movie takes so much from the Daredevil universe and uses it in a wrong way. Take Bullseye for example. In the comics and the Netflix show, he was seen as a genuine threat to Daredevil that could have taken him. Ben Poindexter in the Netflix show was one of the best characters in the entire Daredevil show in my opinion. But in this movie, he was seen as a henchman, and in the very first fight with Daredevil, he missed, which should not have happened. There was one scene in the movie where Bullseye tells Kingpin that he wants a suit. And did he get a suit?
No.
I mean, come on.
No.
Give it up.
No.
We never saw it at all. Which is weird because why was that conversation even a part of the movie if they were never going to give him a suit in the first place? Kingpin was also someone that was not a good fit for this movie. I didn't really have anything against him, I just felt that Michael Clark Duncan was not the best choice to play Wilson Fisk. Ben Affleck as Daredevil was just not it. I did not like his performance at all as Matt Murdock, like not even a little bit. Sonars that they kept showing in this movie I did not like. I felt like they could have shown us that maybe 1 or 2 times at most, and that would have been fine, but they kept shoving it down our throat, which was so annoying. The only okay parts about this movie were Foggy and Electro. Foggy wasn't really a part of everything in this movie, but in no way did I hate him. Jennifer Garner as Electro was okay, but I felt like the directing style kind of ruined her a little bit. For example, in one scene there was literally 30 minutes left of the movie, including the credits, and they decided to have a training scene with Electro that did not make any sense. Overall, this movie was horrible, and it really makes you appreciate the MCU so much more considering that this movie only came out 5 years before the MCU started. Some people might enjoy this movie, but I really couldn't see it. For me, it was super boring, and I would recommend that everybody stay away. But if for some reason watching this video has made you think, hey, I need to watch this movie, then the upside is that you will appreciate the MCU and the Netflix show so much more. Really just stick to the Netflix show because that is a good live action Daredevil show. Anyway, it's been a blast, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.